Listen, I don't consider myself a birther, people. I'm Idu Psych, and I am here to bring you the latest on what Joe Arpaio, the lead investigator, as well as the sheriff from Maricopa County, Arizona, has brought to us in regards to Obama's birth certificate and whether or not it is an authentic article. I'm going to actually let you know, too, to watch the entire hour and a half video, you can come to ABC 15, and also the Associated Press has the entire video. But here's what we have right now, and I think it is very important to take a look at it. This is only 2 minutes and 51 seconds, so hang tight and watch.
Thank you. Good afternoon. As you know, 250 citizens of this valley, this state, came to me asking me as the head of a law enforcement agency to look into President Obama's birth certificate as released by the White House in April of 2011 on the official White House website, as we suspect it is a fraudulent document. My original intent was to clear the President of the United States. But the investigation initiated by our cold case posse found far too many problems on the birth certificate. So in March of this year, I asked the cold case posse to investigate this matter. We reported at that time, actually we asked 6 months prior to that, but in March we reported our initial results of that 6-month investigation. We found that there was probable cause to suspect the long form birth certificate presented by the White House was fraudulent. You will also recall that we looked into the President's Selective Service form, and we believe that that form is fraudulent.
Oh boy.
This continuing investigation has uncovered new information that deepens our concern that the birth certificate document is a forgery. In the process, we have uncovered other serious concerns you will hear about today, which should be interest on a national level. The cold case posse has worked hard, long hours, even though they were stonewalled at every turn by officials in Hawaii and U.S. government agency.
Okay, so there you have that
major
one.
Revelations. That's what Sheriff Joe Arpaio is promising to.
Here are the new findings from just today as well.
As there was probable cause to suspect the long form birth certificate presented by the White House was fraudulent.
He's claiming he has evidence that proves our president's birth certificate is a fake. And we have live in-depth coverage for you tonight. ABC 15's Tim Vetcher talking to protesters outside the news conference. But we're going to begin with ABC 15's Christopher Sine. And Chris, he's flat out calling this fraud, really serious accusation here.
A very serious accusation, and thing is, Steve, they don't even know who would be held accountable. After an hour-and-a-half long news conference, Sheriff Joe Arpaio and his posse member investigator said they don't even know who to give this information to that they have now compiled, much of which is circumstantial. Now, here's a closer look at the birth certificate in question here. The key points the sheriff is focused on involve the numbers on the birth certificate, batch numbers. They say don't match others born around the same time as the president, along with other numbers involving his father's race and employment. They played videos explaining their investigation, showed a PDF of the certificate claiming it had been tampered with, and a lengthy play-by-play of their trip. The posse member investigator made it clear he believes it's a fake.
We do not believe that this document could ever survive judicial scrutiny on this level. In other words, you couldn't bring it into a courtroom and convince a judge that it's authentic.
So they allege fraud, and thus far there has been no suspects, no indictments, no court action in this, and they don't know which agency even to begin to give this information to. Something else that I took away from this news conference is another statement that investigator made. He went as far as saying that President Obama's childhood photos could be digitally altered. Steve and Katie?
Yeah, a lot.
So, as you can see, that is a pretty serious allegation. All of the allegations are pretty serious. And a lot of things concern me, because it says here, after the investigation, Zulu said the U.S. would have to question the citizenship of anyone with a birth certificate from Hawaii. Now, one thing that I also want to point out is, I think it's very important that you go and find this hour-and-a-half long video, make the decision for yourself on what you're going to believe, do a lot of the investigating. There are several YouTubers who've done their own investigation. One in particular that actually piqued my interest was a computer programmer slash hacker expert who actually took apart each and every layer of the birth certificate and showed that, you know, if this was a valid birth certificate, for example, you wouldn't be able to do certain things that he was able to do, like move the actual seal, state seal around. So I'm going to try really hard to find that link and put it up for you. But if you are interested in going to find the hour-and-a-half video, then I'll try and find that as well. I did watch it, but I don't seem to have the link at the moment, but I'll try and find it for you. So share this information with everyone you know. When I mentioned this to my husband, he pretty much thought I was insane, and that the whole thing is just a sham. So I'm not sure what you believe, but leave your comments and let me know if you believe that this birth certificate investigation has validity or not. So I hope you guys have a great night. Once again, it's I Do Psych, and I'll see you guys soon.